Cool. I like these old Benzes like this. It's pretty sweet. Right, Goosey, it's sweet. He doesn't care. So I decided to keep the headlight in. Like I said, I guess it's best. There's more support to sand, and when I do the buffing, I use a buffing wheel for this. Once the ring is out, I kind of just put some plastic around and cut a hole in the plastic, and then kind of tape the plastic to the outside part of the headlight. That gets covered by the bezel just to kind of keep the water out from getting in there. Just kind of have it drain into the bucket. Now I use about, this is 1000 grit wet sanding paper. And you just kind of want to just sand it up and down, or it doesn't really matter. I like to go in one direction. It makes it nicer in the end. Try to keep it from going in circles or back and forth or anything. Just keep the paper nice and wet, nice and clean. Make sure there's no dirt or anything on the headlights, because that will leave scratches. You just want to kind of go over it really nice, get that layer of yellow plastic off of there, and you'll see a difference when you're doing it. You'll see the yellowness kind of come off. You can see a difference. There's still some, this is an area that I didn't do as compared to the area that I did do. And you could feel it too. This is way smoother, and then down here you feel the chips and stuff from the rocks. So I like to go over it with 1000 grit wet first. Just kind of knock it down real fast, and then I'll go over it again with probably 1500 or 2000 grit to finish it off with 2000. And then dry it off, and I'll show you what I use to buff it out. Right now, let me just finish sanding this, and then I'll get to the buffing details. Kuji, how's it coming? This is after it's sanded. You can kind of see it. It's gonna look hazy, but that's cool. Just make sure that it's nice and smooth. There's some spots over here that I could probably go over again, actually. You'll see it. They look like little speckles. It almost looks like orange peel is what it's kind of called. So I might go over this again. As compared to this one, I don't know if you can see that, how bad that is. But basically you're just knocking it down, making it smooth. And then I'm going to buff this out. It's a 2-part buff. I'm going to use a compound, like a grittier compound at first with a compound wheel. I like to use 3M stuff, but anyways, this is a 3M rubbing compound. I'll use this first, and that'll kind of bring out the shine a little bit. But then I go over with this Mother's polishing pad. That'll bring out the shine big time. The glaze with the polishing wheel. And I'll get to that in a minute. I'm about to buff this headlight out. I put some of the product on the actual headlight, and I got the pad on the buffer. I like to use a buffing wheel. I know some people use toothpaste, some people use baking soda for this. I just use a buffing wheel on a low RPM setting, probably the lowest, because I don't want it to splatter all over the car. So just gotta put this product around. Alright, so this is about 2 passes with the buffing wheel and the compound. with the compound wheel. I mean, it's not like 100% perfect, but it's pretty good. You could still, I mean, I could probably sand it a little more and get a little bit more of these. I mean, you barely see these pits. Once I'm done polishing it, you're not going to see this stuff. But the way I use the buffing wheel is I like to trigger it. This thing's set at the lowest setting, it's 1000 RPM, and it's still pretty fast, so I just like to kind of trigger it back and forth. Constant motion, you don't want to stay on one spot because it will kind of like melt the plastic actually. As compared, this is the one that I haven't touched yet, which is really hazy and yellow. So I'll do a comparison of when I'm done. But this is the way I like to clean my headlights. Some people like using baking soda or toothpaste or some nonsense products. I don't know. This is like the real way to do it, if you ask me. The proper way. And I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done polishing it in a couple minutes. And just to give you a note, like this is pretty much all the product I use. I don't put a lot on there. I'd rather put a little bit at a time rather than put a lot at once and just have this shit go spraying everywhere. So I really just put like a couple of drops on the light, and that's all you need. I'll put a little water on the pad just to kind of help it out, and that's really all you need to do. It's actually coming out pretty good. Goose, your turn. You do the last one, man. Come on. No? Goosey, do the last one. Slacker. Alright, it's about 3 passes with the buffing wheel and the polishing glaze product from Mother's. And that's probably as good as I'm going to be able to get it. I hope it looks good on camera. It looks good in person. And then what I like to do for final step, just because, is I like to put a nice coat of wax over this, just to kind of help it, you know, keep the shine or help protect it from the sun or whatever. So I'll put a nice fat coat of carnauba wax on there, let it dry, and then just buff it out by hand with a towel, a nice clean towel. And then I gotta do this one next, but I'll do a little comparison when I'm done with the wax. One headlight down. This is all done and waxed and cleaned up nice. It might take a little extra time to tape all this stuff off and put the plastic, but it makes it so much easier when you're cleaning it up, and it's such a nicer job too. But so this is the headlight, how it came out, nice and clear. I would say it's like 90%. There's like some very slight, you can't even see them, but there's just like some minor pitting. Not really. I could have gotten that stuff out. It's fine. Anyways, that's after. This is before. This is what it looked like. Good news is that this black stuff, I just tried taking it off on the other piece, and it's a vinyl wrap. It's like a sticker, so this is just gonna peel off that bezel, and then I don't know. I might paint these actually black. I don't like the vinyl. I just don't like the way the vinyl looks. Yeah, this is vinyl. You can see it's about to peel off right there. So I'm gonna end up doing something with these bezels. I think I'm gonna paint them. But I'm gonna paint them black, but a good black. See that? It's just a vinyl sticker that they had put on there. So that's cool. I'll just peel this stuff off, clean the glue off with I like to use lacquer thinner. Or mineral spirits, and I think I'm gonna end up painting. But the good news is I think this is vinyl wrap, so this is just gonna peel off. This is gonna be a nightmare to clean if it wasn't vinyl wrap. So I'm gonna end up painting these, and that might be it for another video. I'm gonna try to get this other headlight done tonight. But that's how it ended up. Pretty sweet. I'm hoping you can see the difference on camera. Gooch, did it come out good? I said, did it come out good? Did it come out up to Gucci standards? Gucci standards. Gucci standards. He doesn't care. He just wants to eat food. That's all you care about is food? Hey, food? You want food? Foodie? Food? The only word you know, huh? Alright, thanks for watching. I'll do some other fun stuff with this Mini this summer. This is a really fun car to work on. Stay tuned. And that's it. They are done. And they look bright. That looks so much better. I should have did a before of what the lights look like before I cleaned them up, but whatever. I'm sure you can get the idea how clean they are. I might clean up these fog lights, dragging lights, whatever you want to call it. Then there's the actual fog lights down here that I gotta do. So man, that looks so much better. Sweet. Sick.